Welcome back. Joined here by Chansen Cole, one of the new additions to West Virginia's baseball roster. Right-handed pitcher from Newberry College. I mentioned that because it's a Division II school, as you know, Chansen. And as West Virginia baseball fans know, and perhaps you became familiar with, they have this pipeline of really good starting pitchers who come from the Division II ranks. And here you are. You get to carry the torch. Derek Clark, Griffin Kern. Um, I'm curious, was that angle any part of the recruiting pitch, or do they just say, "Hey, here's a guy who's pretty good. Let's go get him"?
Yeah, no, it definitely was. And they mentioned Griffin Kern a good bit, being a Friday night starter coming from a Division II school. So it definitely drew me in a little bit more.
All-state player in South Carolina.
Yep.
Little infield. Said you weren't a great hitter. You told me before, and then just focus on pitching. But what Class 5A? That's the highest level in South Carolina. There's very good baseball programs there. And you end up in the Division One route, so it doesn't matter how you get there, but you get there. Tell me how you ended up in Newberry and what that year was like for you there.
Yeah. In high school, I wasn't the you know top guy on any rankings of any sort. So I only had like two or three Division II offers come out of high school, all in South Carolina. So I decided to go the Newberry route, and then I took a little jump the winter of my senior year, got a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, started throwing the ball a little bit harder, and took a jump, and then ended up my freshman year at Newberry and got a starting role early, and ended up becoming the Friday guy there, and had a little bit of success.
All right, let's go over your season here. You finished 7-5, 87.2 innings pitched. Pretty impressive here. The strikeouts 97, the walks 21, great control. But I think if I counted this right, 14 starts, 11 of them, three or fewer runs. What is the method to your success this year? Because that is pretty consistent, effective pitching.
Just trying to fill up the zone and attack as early as I can. Um, we had some good defenders behind me at Newberry, so just allowing them to make plays and fill up the zone early and keep the defense in the game was kind of my whole philosophy this year.
All right, I don't want to call you a liar, but you did throw it past people a couple times. Back-to-back starts. Back-to-back starts, 11 strikeouts and then 15. Um, what's going on those days? Because again, that's about a quarter of your strikeouts of the season in two games. You had some other fine totals, 8, 9 strikeouts. That's great work. But man, 11 and 15 in back-to-back starts. And by the way, early in the season, where sometimes you're still trying to start, you're buying yourself, you're transitioning to college, but you had a hum in those days. What was going on in those two?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the philosophy changed at all. It was
Yeah.
still attack early and try to get outs as quick as I can. But those are the days where my stuff's feeling good and maybe the ball's coming out a little bit different and guys are swinging under it, swinging over it, or I'm throwing it by them. So yeah, those are the days where you really got to take advantage of your stuff and attack.
Take me through your first start at Barton. And I only bring this up because it's kind of like the outlier here. I say just 5 innings, but you were pretty deep into the games a bunch. Only one earned run, but just three strikeouts, and you hit four guys too. That's the first time out in the mound. I don't know. Does the guys get nervous, even though it's still baseball? It's still 60 feet 6 inches. It's a new level, but I think you knew you were pretty good based on your success. What do you remember from that first day?
Um, I wouldn't say I was nervous. I mean, there might have been some nerves in there, but yeah, I do remember how many guys was it? Four or five guys I hit?
Yeah, sorry, just four.
Yeah, four guys. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that day. That was rough, but still gave my team a chance to win. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Okay. We'll bury that now. It's in the past, and a lot of good stuff on top of that, so we don't have to worry about it. When does the light bulb go off in your head that, well, I could do this at a higher level? And do you think it's 2026? You're like, let's do 2 years here. Let's get a full year on campus and then an off season, then go after the 26 season. Did you have any plan for that, or did the offers just come one day, or the interest came one day, and you said, "Nah, I should give this a shot"?
Yeah, no, it was after our season ended at Newberry. I kind of went home and talked with my family, and we all decided that I could play this game at a higher level, and I've always wanted to play at the highest level possible. So we decided kind of together that I'm gonna enter the transfer portal and just kind of see what options are there. And yeah, I would say it's been a fun but crazy process, and I'm excited for what West Virginia has to offer.
You mentioned a little bit of a growth spurt for you there, where you got bigger and
Mhm.
stronger. Are you reconnecting with anybody in the transfer portal who, let's just say you had passing conversations with, and they're like, whoa, different guy here. And by the way, a season of college under his belt. Were there any of those rendezvous with old schools that became familiar with you again?
Yeah, so I grew up as a kid going to USC Upstate
Mm.
camps, and they actually were one of the first schools to reach out. So I went and took a visit just for old time's sake, and the we actually had some funny conversation there. Just me growing up and going to the kid camps there, and seeing all the coaches again. It was pretty cool.
All right, USC Upstate. You're from South Carolina, Boiling Springs. The Clemson Regional is in South Carolina. Also, West Virginia's there. How much attention are you paying to that one?
Oh, that was a fun one. I actually
Oh,
went to the first day where Kentucky or West Virginia walked off Kentucky. So I was in the stands that game, and that was a fun one.
what'd you think of the bullpen alignment there? I know you're a starting pitcher,
Oh
but you might be in the
yes,
bullpen one day, right? Just hanging out or just
yeah.
getting ready for a
No,
game.
no, I think that's pretty sick. The Any way to get the fans more involved and put a little bit more pressure on us as players, I think it's good for the game.
Um, you're getting recruited out of the portal when college teams are in the postseason. And boy, I can't imagine getting ready for huge events like that and also having to do, well, I don't know, like how do they get in touch with you? How do they get you there? What was your timeline with getting to know them, getting on campus? Because you did visit in the middle of all their crazy season. Take me through that.
Yeah, it was something that actually stood out about West Virginia and Coach Saban's was so this was about 30 minutes or so after they actually won the Clemson Regional, and he calls me just telling me how sick and awesome that was, and asked if I was watching and stuff like that. So just I would say West Virginia was very they were very interested in the way that they were constantly reaching out to me, and even 30 minutes after they just won a regional. So that was really what stood out to me about them.
Nothing against Division two baseball. It's been good to you. Guys like it. Make many
Yeah.
memories there. Luxuries, resources are kind of thin just because of the funding. You walk into West Virginia on your visit, you see the ballpark, which doubles as a minor league stadium. They have, I mean, you can take me to the facilities and describe them how you want, but they have very nice stuff, including the Biometric Performance Center. How eye-opening was that introduction to you?
Oh yeah, that was big and very eye opening because obviously you just said it, coming from a Division II school where the budget is not as high as these power forward caliber schools. So walking in there and seeing all the technology and just every resource that they have to develop their guys and that kind of stuff was crazy and definitely eye opening.
So you're thinking, all right, go to a college, you're going to see weight rooms, what type of like Gatorade or Powerade do they have? Where can I get some throwing sessions in? Typical stuff. They show you the Biometric Performance Center, and that's a new shiny thing here that I can't even wrap my head around. But how do they package that and pitch that to you as a recruit that is going to get a couple of years to use that and make you a better player?
Yeah, they really just took me in there and kind of showed me what their plan is to me if West Virginia was what I decided to do, kind of what their plan is to develop me and get me to that next step and to that next level of pro ball that I hope to eventually play one day. And so yeah.
All right, tell me how it works. I have no idea. I've been there. I've seen it. I've seen the pictures, but like, there's so many bells and whistles. And frankly, I'm just a layperson, a sports writer, right? But like some of the
Yeah.
terminology and the data and the analytics and just I mean, they have a biomechanist there who's going to be a full-time employee. That's pretty intimidating. And I'm imagining that's great, but where do you begin? Like, are they going to work on spin rates, arm angles, velocity, like, or is it all of it? Because this is why it's there. It's all encompassing.
Yeah, I don't, and to be honest with you, I really don't know how everything works either. I'll leave that up to the professionals. But no, that they have two cameras back behind your release slots, so you can see your grips and how the ball's coming off your fingers and stuff like that. And then they got camera views from every angle possible. They got the force mound, so you'll be throwing on top of force plates. They got, I think it was five or six TrackMan units. So I mean, they've got everything imaginable that you could possibly want to get better.
Okay. Um, Accomplishments this season we went over the numbers, first team all conference, coveted player in the portal. I'm assuming you're moving on because you want to hear what other schools have in mind for you to make you a better player. Like you said, a professional baseball player one day. What did they tell you about, hey, you're good at this, but we can bring you to this level here? What plans do they pitch to you in the recruiting?
Well, obviously they have a very good history and record of getting guys to that level, and but yeah, no, it's mainly personally for me. It's more so physically than it is on the field. So getting the proper nutrition and the proper weight training and agility and speed work and stuff like that is what's going to be biggest for me. And they pitched that to me perfectly, and they're big on developing guys physically and mentally. Mentally is another big thing with West Virginia. They have their own mental coach, so handling all that stuff off the field to ultimately make you better on the field was what was a big separator for me.
All right, a couple more here with Chansen Cole. You're on vacation right now. Why the heck are you talking to me? You're doing interviews with other people here. You're supposed to relax and have some fun. Or is this just like, hey, it's a celebration, it's an achievement for you. Let's lean all the way in.
Yeah, no, I'm all for the interviews and everything. So this is pretty cool.
All right, a couple more here. Just this is kind of off the cuff stuff here, but could you play the field if you put in
Yeah,
time? I mean, you focus on pitching, but like that's because you got away from it. You didn't devote time to it. But like, I don't know if there's this like baseball rosters are going to be smaller now. They might need multi-skilled players and guys who can do positions. Or are those days done and you're just a pitcher now?
no, I'd like to think I could get out there and field it a little bit. You might need somebody to DH for me, but I could be out there in the field.
Okay, cool. Automation in baseball, the robo umpires. As a pitcher, do you like the idea or do you hate it?
I don't think I'm a fan.
Really?
I
What's that?
think I think missed calls from the umpire's point of view is a part of the game, and whether you like it or not, missed calls are going to happen. They're human just as we are. They're not perfect. No, so I think the traditional umpires are something the game needs.
Okay. If there's a brawl, you start it or you're coming from the bullpen, whatever. Do you have a go-to move or are you kind of like a let's hide and protect my hand and my arm here?
Oh God, I hope I took karate when I was a kid, so hopefully the karate moves will come back to me. I don't know.
Jump kick. Okay. Okay, I can take that. Favorite baseball movie here? This is like a really revealing answer for people because there's so many and you can go so many different avenues. The right answer is Major League, of course. I don't want to lean you into anything, but do you have a
No,
favorite?
Field of Dreams has got to be my favorite.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And finally here, NIL is the way of the future here. And I don't know how much that was involved in your recruiting, and that's none of my business. But if people want to know a little bit about you, skills you have, I don't know if you're a good cook and all of a sudden, hey, here's a restaurant I might get in there. Or I don't know, maybe you're stylish and you could do a Men's Warehouse kind of an ad. But is there something that people should know about you, not just the picture and your stuff, but hey, who's this guy that's going to be on campus for a couple of years and not just pitching and winning games, but out in the community and trying to represent himself the best he can?
Friends and family will tell you if I'm not on the baseball field or doing anything baseball wise, I'm on a golf course somewhere.
Okay. Okay. So we can get
Yeah.
you like a golf course NIL deal somewhere. All right, we'll make
Yeah.
this work. Hey, that is Chansen Cole. He is the new right-handed pitcher from Newberry College coming to West Virginia. No summer baseball for you. You're going to vacation. You're going to unwind and get ready. When do you plan on hitting campus here?
I'm gonna go up to campus at the end of the month and start working out and throwing and stuff like that.
Hey, sooner the better. Hey, thanks for the time. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Congratulations. We will catch you around here soon, okay?
I appreciate it.
Take
Thank
care.
you. You too.